And here we go. So first things first, my name is Cool. They also call me Devin. Um, First, can I know who I'm speaking to?
My name's Yvonne.
All right. And Yvonne, the first question is tell us about yourself.
I'm 33 years old. I have two daughters. One is 13 years old, and the other one is 9 years old. I work at Tim Hortons, which is a coffee shop in Canada. Um, and what else about me? I'm a huge reality TV fan. I watched every episode of Big Brother and Big Brother Canada.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not shy. I'm not as scared to tell what's on my mind. And I'm pretty active, I would say, for the most part.
All right. So the first question I'm going to ask you is what kind of strategy are you bringing into this game?
Well, I'm a very, I find myself like I like to observe people. Like I get a very keen read on people if they're being sneaky. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty, and I'm not afraid to stir the pot. Um, I am definitely not one to uh, go against bullies or anything like that. So if someone has a problem with me, uh, yeah, I rather have them duke it out in, you know, in front of everybody just to see who will win.
So you're a little bit of a drama instigator.
Yeah, like I say, I'm for drama, but I don't like to start the drama, but I'm not afraid to stir the pot, if you know what I mean. And I'm very good at getting information out of people. For some reason, people tell me everything, and that's going to be a downfall for some people because if you're going to try to be sneaky and try to blindside me, I'll use all the information you gave me and I will publicly expose you.
Yeah, I've kind of heard a little bit about you. You know, I'm an OG from the game. I started in October, so I mean,
Uh,
but I've heard a little bit about you lately. Um,
a lot of people have heard a lot about me. Yeah, I've been told that sometimes my mouth gets me in trouble.
I mean, it is what it is. What you gonna do?
It is.
So here's a question for you. And
Okay,
this is one of the consent questions. Do you consent to it?
sure.
All right.
Yes,
So,
I can say.
do you believe that people play a certain character as they come into the game, or do you believe they're being their true self?
No, I believe that everybody has a character to play. I believe that some people do play with emotions and they try to be the good guy, but as you've seen on TV, that never works. And I think to make it in the fight or in this world, you have to be at least willing to play someone else. You can't always be the hero in every situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, do you consider yourself the hero or the villain?
Ah, that's a good question. Well, as the community sees me, I'm a villain,
I'm a villain
but
too.
I could be both, to be honest. I'm the one that will stick up for anyone or any injustice. Like I said, I'm not the one that's scared to speak my mind. But at the same time, like I said, if I know I'm getting a little bored, I might have to stir the pot a little, right? Throw some people under the bus.
I mean, the bus is big enough for everybody.
Well, yeah, I'll be the one driving though. So I'm going to be just like, running back and forth over these people.
All right. So that brings me to my next question. What type of player are you naturally? Are you loyal or are you deceitful?
No, I am very loyal. Until I find out you backstab me, you lied to me once, and that's it. I will have no problem cutting your throat.
I like your style. So if somebody wrongs you in the game, do you ever give them a chance to make it up to you, or do you immediately cut them off?
No, I do believe in second chances. With me, it depends on what it is. I mean, if you're going to attack me personally, then, I don't know if I'm going to believe your apology right away. So I would accept the apology, but I would never forget what you did, and I would never trust you again.
So do you believe that it's more of a question of handling somebody with kid gloves?
Eh, I think it's based on, and I think in this type of situation, I think, to be honest, if you're a good person, you shouldn't have to steep that loaf to get ahead in a game. So,
True, true, but we all know that this is the game, Big Brother. You lie, you cheat, you backstab, you
yeah,
use.
but there's a fine line before, you know you're going to have to do that. You know you're going to have to lie. But it's when you bring it personal, you don't have to, you know, just pretend to really like someone to gain their trust and stuff, right? There's other ways you can do it. If you were smart and you observe people and you adapt to people's behaviors like what I do, I know when to talk, who to talk to. And I think if people were smart, they would base the game more on uh, smart play than feelings, because everybody has to lie. Everybody lies in normal life, right? That's just part of the game.
Yeah. So a question for you is, um, what is your most memorable season of Big Brother, and why?
I would say it would have to be um, 18 or 19 when Paul got robbed from the win twice with Josh. I definitely don't believe Josh should have won that. And I don't believe Nicole should have won that season because Paul outplayed them both. So, and that was my favorite season, I would have to say, because Paul, he was everybody's friend. He was loyal, but he still backstabbed and schemed, but people still liked him. But at the end, I don't know if it really worked for him because, as you know, he didn't get the money both times. But
Well, I
yeah.
mean, that's a huge part of the game. Jury management. If your jury management isn't on point, I mean, it's very hard to win Big Brother, obviously. And
Yeah,
let's
but
be, let's,
I don't think it was the fact that it was jury managed. It's the fact that so many people couldn't beat Paul at the end, and there was more of a bitter jury, right? Because I
well,
mean, I'm sure you've seen this season. There's no way that Josh should have ever won that season.
wait, but hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come to defense in that a little bit on the part of jury,
Okay.
jury management, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So
Okay.
you remember Cody, right? Cody and Jess,
Yep.
right? All right.
Yep.
So remember how he was doing Cody and stuff when he knew who he had Cody, when he had Cody out the door. Remember
Yep.
how he was treating him
Yep.
as he was going out the door. Remember that? So you got to remember this. That
Hmm.
that victory for Josh came down to the Cody vote. You believe if he would have treated Cody a little bit differently, maybe Cody would have had no problem giving him his vote.
That's true, but I honestly believe Cody was against Paul from the beginning because Paul is more of an alpha male. People did like him, but Cody just played, the poor vet and all this stuff. And I don't know. I didn't like him either. So I'm kind of glad he got evicted.
Yeah,
See,
but it's like we go back to the gameplay. You use
right?
people, you can be 50% fake, so people will think you like them, think you a nice person, just so you can get that jury vote at the end.
See what my strategy is, and what I do in the Big Brother game as well. If people ever know, I am very good at the comps. I'm very smart. I'm very good at the quizzes. Um, but it all depends. I know right by the first or second day, like how these people play. And usually, most times, I will throw comps to protect my alliance. So I kind of do what Xavier did on this season is I do throw comps. I know which comps I'm good at. I know that I can beat most people in these comps. And I'm not being cocky. It's just how I play, right? But I think my biggest weaknesses in this game is honestly is my mouth. Is because I do not know how to shut it. And I always like to stir the pot.
At
Always.
least, at least you're honest about it, and at least you know. But
Right?
all right. So one thing I'm going to come back to you on this is, if you had to choose one aspect of the game that you were allowed to play for the entire season, would it be competition or social game?
Social. I'm a very social player. Like I said, like you said, you've heard of me. Probably not anything good, but like I said, I do have a lot of followers and I do have a lot of support as well as the haters. And actually, I thrive on the hate because it just makes me like, oh, wow, people are actually, scared of me a little bit in this game. And that's what I want.
You want them to be scared, or you want them to be intimidated? Why?
Yep. Because it's always the quiet ones you got to watch out for, right? They think
Right.
I'm sweet and I can be trust. I am trustworthy to a point, right? However, if I see you're shady and I know you're shady, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm very observant. Like I said before, I'll watch you and then I figure out your weakness and I'll use that against you.
Follower or leader?
Yep.
Follower or leader? Which one do you identify
Oh,
with?
I am definitely a leader. I don't follow the gang. Yeah, I do my own thing. You won't change my mind once I made it up. I'm very independent, as you can see as my name.
So,
Yeah, I think I would bring a lot to this game.
so this is another question that I would ask you to consent to. And if once hearing it, you can choose to not answer it, you consent.
Okay. Yes, I do.
All right. Do you believe that being a mother, do you bring any of the morals that you have as a mother into the game, or do you throw them away? You can play your
Yes,
best possible game.
I do because I can sympathize if especially my oldest daughter has really bad anxiety. I know that sometimes in the game other people have it too, and it can be a stressful environment. I'm the kind of person that will sympathize with you, you know what I mean? I am a human too. And having kids actually brings out that mother side where I'm just not so hostile all the time, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So the next question, this one is one of the ones I had written down. What qualities do you possess that's going to separate you from 15 other competitors in the house?
Well, like I said, I'm very smart. Um, I'm highly educated.
What?
Like I said, not scared to speak my mind. I'm a little bit of a snake, as if you can say. Like, well, not in a bad way. I mean, like, well, I don't know how you can say that's a good
Is there a
way.
good way to
But
be a
I mean,
snake?
well, yeah, I mean, like I said, if you want to trust me, you want to give me all your information that I can use against you, then you better be careful what you tell me, because if I can get something that will hinder your game and will make me further in the game without putting too much blood on my hands, I'm going to do it.
So basically, you're socially ruthless.
Sorry?
You're socially ruthless.
I'm not socially rude. No, I wouldn't
I
say
said
that.
ruthless. I didn't say rude. I said ruthless.
Ruthless. Sorry, I thought you said rude. I know. I am ruthless. Yes. Very ruthless.
I like that. That's what the game needs. Question
Yeah,
five.
that's
Go
what I
ahead.
mean. Like if someone was like, hey, you do a dare, it's a punishment against the house or a cash reward for me, well, I guess depending on how much the cash reward is, the house might have a punishment. I have no problem with that.
All right. So here's another question for consent. Do you consent?
Yes, I do.
All right. If you have a final two in the game, are
Hmm.
you only working with that final two, or do you have to try to build a support system around that final two?
Oh no, you definitely you have a final two, and what I usually do is with me and my final two, I always tell them, okay, you try to go talk to certain people, and then I will go talk to certain people, and then that way we never reveal each other to the people that we've chosen outside of the final two. So yes, I do work with a lot of people outside of my final two.
So with that being said, do you ever find yourself leaning more loyalty towards somebody who isn't your final two after the fact of you already making that final two?
Yes, I've been in many situations like that. Usually, I'm the one that usually gets the shit in the stick of that situation. Um, but sometimes it is like in a game, you start out with a certain person, but then those certain people started acting weird, and then other people give you more information. So I kind of just go where I feel in my gut who is really telling me the truth or who I can really trust is what I usually do now.
All right. So obviously you play BBTG, or else you wouldn't be playing in this org. So the
Yeah.
question I'm going to ask you is, when you play BBTG at first day, when you in that house, who's
Hmm.
initiating conversation, you or your house guest?
It was me. Because, well, you know how when you first go in, everybody starts saying hi and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm usually the one that goes into people's DMs first. What I usually do, I should be telling my strategy, but usually the first four or five
I'm not
people
playing.
online, I usually will DM them and say, hey, how about we work together? What do you think? And then once all of them agree to working with me, then I say, hey, would you want to work with this person, this person, this person? And actually, that strategy has gotten me pretty far in the games.
Well, I mean, that's amazing. All right. So question five, what kind of impact has Big Brother as a whole had on your life? And
Um,
when was the first season that you saw?
oh, I watched them all from the very first season.
Okay. No. The impact?
I would say, well, like I said, I'm a very big reality TV star, and I'm actually next year I'm going to apply for Big Brother Canada.
Okay. And so you're gonna apply for Big Brother Canada.
Yes, I am.
And around what time does that's usually start?
Sorry.
What around what time does Baby Can usually start?
It starts, I think, in the fall or something like that,
Or this
or
was this
spring or something like that. I can't remember. It's like it go yeah, because it starts in the spring, and then Big Brother US starts in the summer.
all right.
So yeah.
So was this a premeditated plan, or was this just something you came up on with the whim?
No, I always wanted to try it, but then I don't know, I just didn't have the courage to. But then when I seen like Kiefer, I don't know if you watch Big Brother Canada, but if you've seen like people like Kiefer and um, Jillian and stuff like that, and even Gary, then all those people inspired me to be like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And even Brittany from this season, 23, she inspired me to go and try for Big Brother
So,
Canada.
so when you say people, and this is another question for consent.
Yeah, you have consent.
All right. You mean a certain body type or certain minority?
No, no, not minority. Like not even body tape, just like personalities and stuff, right?
Okay.
Like so there I'm a kind of person, like I said, I'm not scared to say what's on my mind, but I think I might be too much. But as I watched the season of Big Brothers, I noticed that there were other big personalities like Kiefer or Brittany. or other people like that that could actually survive in that environment.
All right. So here's the $1,000,000 question. If you
Okay.
had to compare yourself to any player in Big Brother history, where it's Big Brother Canada from 1 to 10 to 9, or if it's Big Brother US from 1 to 23, who would you compare yourself to?
I would say I would have to be most like Danny from Big Brother US.
Danny, which Danny, which season?
Evil Dick's daughter. I don't know her last name.
Okay. Well, that's a very good pick. And why? What way do you resemble him?
Because we're both like the same. She's not scared to speak her mind. She's good at competitions. She knows when to lose competitions. She has a very good social game. And she knows how to manipulate people, the way to get her to do things for her. And I'm kind of in the same way. I find I'm very similar to Danny's gameplay.
Yeah, Danny was a beast. I'll give her that much.
Oh yeah, she is a beast.
The problem with Danny was she had a big shadow to live under.
Yep, how I know.
All right, so this is probably the last question I'm gonna ask you, because I know you got things to do, you got kids waiting for you. So the last question I'm gonna ask you is, how far did you get in BBTG?
I got up to the final 3 in a tier 5 house.
So look at that. You got a walking, living all-star in the BBU house.
Well, I don't think I'm a legend. I just think people, like to talk about me.
I mean, there's a difference between legend and all-star.
Well, that's true. That's true. Evil Dick. I mean, he got his name for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, for instance, Dan's a legend, but he was never on
Oh
an
yeah,
all-star
Dan's.
team.
I love Dan.
I mean, I would have loved to see Dan and Will sitting in the final 2 chairs at some point in an all-star
Oh,
season.
I
That's
know.
my
They got
fantasy.
to bring them back.
Will won't do it. He got too old.
Yeah,
Besides, he can't use the same strategy he used before. His main strategy was flirting.
that's true.
Anyway, so I think this was a great interview. I think we learned a lot about you. I think you're coming to this game to cause some havoc and take some names. And honestly, based on everything you told me, I'm pretty much afraid for the rest of the competition.
Oh, well, thank you.
He took it as a compliment. I told her I'm afraid for the rest of the competition. It's a compliment.
Yeah, well.
That's kind of sociopathic. Now I'm scared.
Oh,
But yeah, because you remind me a lot of my gameplay. I'm just not gonna talk about my game because
well, yeah, well, that's fine. But don't go and reveal my secrets because I'll hunt you down.
I will not reveal your secrets. I mean, I don't know what Alex is doing with these recordings. I mean, that's something you take up with him. All I know is this was a great interview. Had a good talk. Maybe there might be a follow-up interview. I'll let you know. But until then, thank you for your time and have a great night.
Well, you too.
Bye bye.